Stories are more than just words. They are mirrors. They show us who we are and who we can become. When we hear about someone else's journey, we see parts of our own path. We find courage in their struggles. We find hope in their victories. They build bridges between hearts and minds, reminding us that we are not alone. Think about the stories you tell yourself every day. The narrative you choose has the power to shape your reality. Every great journey begins with a single, powerful story. The stories we will explore today are real. They had a deep belief in themselves and a purpose bigger than their fear. Imagine your right to learn and speak is taken away. This was Malala Yousafzai's reality. She was just a young girl in Pakistan when the Taliban banned girls from attending school. But Malala had a fire in her heart. She started to speak out. She wrote a blog for the BBC, becoming a voice for millions who had been silenced. Because she dared to speak truth, she became a target. The attempt to silence her made her voice louder and echo across the globe. Malala survived, and her spirit grew even stronger. She responded with determination to fight for peace and education for every child. She turned her pain into a platform for global change. One person with courage can stand against oppression and light a fire that spreads across the world. In Malawi, devastating famine struck. Crops failed. 14-year-old William Kamkwamba had to drop out of school because his family could no longer afford the fees. But while his formal education stopped, his curiosity did not. He refused to accept his situation as the end of his story. William spent days in the local library, fascinated by science. A textbook called Using Energy sparked an idea. He watched the wind and saw constant free power for his village. With no money, he scavenged parts, a tractor fan, bicycle frame, old pipes. His neighbors called him Misala, madman, but William was driven by a vision of electricity and water for his community. Finally, his creation was ready. As the wind blew, a light bulb flickered to life. He had done it. Knowledge combined with determination can create miracles from scrap. When Jack Andraka lost a family friend to pancreatic cancer, it sparked a fire within him. He learned the disease is usually detected too late. Existing tests were old, expensive, and inaccurate. Most people would accept this as fact, but Jack was not most people. He channeled his grief into purpose, to create a better, faster, cheaper way to detect this disease. Armed with high school biology and internet research, Jack spent months learning about cancer proteins. He developed an idea for a simple paper sensor that could detect cancer early. He sent proposals to 200 professors. He received 199 rejections. But one professor saw the spark and gave him a chance. In that lab, Jack worked tirelessly and proved the doubters wrong. He developed a sensor 168 times faster, 26,000 times less expensive, and 400 times more sensitive. A revolutionary breakthrough with potential to save countless lives. Success is often on the other side of 199 no's. Age is not a barrier to innovation. Liz Murray's childhood was not like most. Both parents struggled with addiction. The family lived in deep poverty. By 15, her mother had passed away. Her father moved into a shelter. Liz became homeless, sleeping on park benches and subway trains in New York City. Many would have called it the end of the road. It seemed impossible. But a powerful shift happened inside Liz. She remembered a promise to her mother. She decided her circumstances would not be her life sentence. She wanted more. She wanted an education, a radical decision, to fight back. While homeless, she did homework in subway stations and read textbooks under dim stairwell light. She finished 4 years of high school in 2. She was not just a survivor, she was a warrior. She wrote essays pouring pain and hope onto the page. She earned a scholarship to Harvard. Her journey shows human potential. It's not where you come from, it's where you decide to go. Your past doesn't dictate your future. Imagine being a bright student with your whole life ahead of you. Stephen Hawking was told he had ALS at 21. Doctors gave him only 2 years to live. It was devastating. He could have given up on his dreams and studies. In the hospital, he saw a boy with leukemia. He realized others were suffering even more. He met and fell in love with Jane Wilde. This love gave him a reason to live and fight. He decided his physical limitations would not stop his mind. As the disease progressed, Stephen lost the use of his limbs and voice, confined to a wheelchair. But while his body was trapped, his mind was free. It soared through the cosmos, exploring black holes, the universe's origins, and time itself. He became one of the most brilliant theoretical physicists since Einstein. Stephen lived 50 years after his diagnosis, defying all expectations. He teaches us not to be defined by limitations, but to focus on what we can do and never stop asking big questions. Malala, William, Jack, Liz, Stephen, they are beacons of light showing what's possible. They faced injustice, poverty, rejection, homelessness, and illness. But they chose hope over despair, action over acceptance. They saw obstacles not as walls, but as doorways to new beginnings. You have a story inside you too, with your own challenges and dreams. The first step is always a change in mindset, believing in your potential. Find a purpose bigger than your problems. Resilience is a muscle. Every time you try again after failure, you build the same strength that carried these heroes. Success isn't about fame, it's about living with purpose and becoming your best self. The power these individuals harnessed lives inside every one of us. The human spirit. Carry these stories with you. Let them remind you of your own strength. Remember the incredible story that you are here to write.